We are aware that you don't have the money, as you have said. But then the other issue that we are talking about, much as you may not have the money, how come that you put the road barriers on the road without giving the signs of the road barriers? And that's one of the causes of the accident. 2, you've not been able to tell us how much your unpaid interim payment certificates are. You're talking about money. How much are we talking about? How much are we talking about? 3, you also needed to tell us about the UNRA uncompleted projects after RAPEX. Which one have you completed? At what stage is the other? What is the position? What is the stage of those uncompleted projects? Then lastly, after the removal or after going away of UNRA, who is taking responsibility to supervise? Because we are seeing like there is nobody responsible for any supervision. You could first respond to that, then members come in. I will give members 20 minutes. No, let him respond. It will form what the shadow will.
Honorable Speaker. Right, Honorable Speaker, when this Honorable House directed me yesterday to come up with this report, I had wanted to request Parliament to allow me particularly about a week to speak about the resources that we have received and how we have broken it down, because my expectation was that by next week, most of the contractors that are receiving the money, particularly given by this House on supplementary, will be back on the road. So I wanted to speak when the contractors are on the road. But because of the urgency, I thought I could give you just an overview of the challenges that the ministry is facing, again also on the understanding that we are in the budgeting process so that members can understand. But right now, I can also say with a lot of certainty that because of the investigation that is going on, we wouldn't want even to specifically speak about some of the specific accidents that have unfortunately bedeviled the country in the last few days. But the reality is that we are being there is some investigation.
Much as there is an investigation, we are asking who is putting those barriers on the road. Now that you're saying the contractors have abandoned the roads, so who is putting those barriers on the roads?
Right, Noble, all the areas, that's why I captured in that we are going to enforce, particularly the professional responsibility of the contractors is to make sure that the signages that they put to indicate that their work is ongoing are properly visible. That is something that we are working on. So we don't want even to say maybe this went wrong, because we may be jeopardizing what is likely to come out. So that one we are undertaking as a ministry to make sure that we follow that very carefully. We will communicate to this House that who is taking responsibility. Katumba and myself, General Katumba, we are taking full responsibility. We are taking full responsibility of the supervision of the ministry. And you can imagine.
Honorable, you need to convince this House that Minister of Works, I don't want to mention the names, that Minister of Works is doing its work. And as I said yesterday, you're going to make this House regret why they rationalize UNRA. Shadow. Let's hear from the shadow first.
Thank you so much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, the annual crime report of the Uganda Police Force 2024 shows that since 2020, the total of accidents people have died on the road are 22,306. 5,154 for only 2024. This reflects a fatal increase of 7% from the 4,000 of 2023 5,000 of 2024. This is very alarming, Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker, in 2023, the Speaker convened a meeting of UNRA, Ministry of Works, the police, the leader of opposition, Minister of Health, the chairperson Committee on Physical Infrastructure, and the Shadow Minister for Works and Transport. And resolutions were made. They were adopted by this House. The Minister of Works pledged to implement those resolutions. Right Honourable Speaker, those resolutions have never been implemented. In respect to the accidents, to Right Honourable Speaker, even before I go to the second one, the Minister should update us on those resolutions, how they were implemented, if they were implemented. But secondly, Right Honourable Speaker, the Minister is lamenting. He convinced us here, together with the Minister for Public Service, that whatever they were doing in nationalization was in the best interest of this country, and that they were promoting effectiveness in the ministry. At least UNRA was managing the debt. Now, you are failing to even manage the debt. Where we come from, through Shema district, Mbara district to Buweju, the road is impassable. It's a national road. Now, you say to Bushenyi, you have no money, so you will not be moving from Mbarara to Bushenyi. And you are lamenting. Finally, Right Honourable Speaker, the areas, the high cost of financing the foreign companies. Why don't we support the local companies? Why? Why don't we support the local companies? Because all these companies you're talking about and the areas amounting to almost 1.581 trillion. Most of this is foreign companies. I don't know your relationship with them. But why don't we support the local companies? Maybe the money wouldn't be going to this figure, because it is high because of them being foreign companies.
Thank you.
Honourable Speaker, the roads, most roads are impassable and we cannot wait.
Honourable Minister, it is very unfortunate you didn't respond to what I was asking you. I was being very specific. For instance, where there was an accident that we talked about yesterday, what have you done? The road barriers are still there. There are no signs to show that there is a road barrier here. Why do you want so many other people to continue dying? It is simple. You don't need money to put a road sign.
Right Honourable Speaker, I
am talking to the Minister.
Right Honourable Speaker, work is resuming on the road in the next few days.
So between the few days and now, if somebody again gets an accident there, I am asking, what does it cost the ministry to put a sign that there is works here and there are road curbs in this place?
We undertake to do what is necessary.
Yes,
Right Honourable Speaker.
Honourable Katesh.
Right Honourable Speaker.
Honourable Katesh.
Right Honourable Speaker, I am glad the Minister is here, but also the Minister of Public Service, Honourable Mururu Mukasa, who defended rationalization here, and the promise was that we are going to be more efficient and better. We gave you UNRA. Right Honourable Speaker, UNRA had, for example, a department, I think a unit for road safety. You have not activated it in the ministry. You are talking about money. We want to know the issue of continuity. When you took over UNRA, For example, the Maram roads across the country, they are not being, they have been abandoned. Even the little money that you took, we want you to tell us, what have you done? And where is the efficiency that was promised? Sometimes you pass through the roads and you wonder whether there is anyone in charge. If you look at the barriers, when you are going to the airport, through the express, the traffic jam has increased. And even, Honorable Minister, some of your contracts, you expect that the contractor should make sure that there is continuity of the road. But if you look at the works that are going on, some of the contractors appear unsupervised, and this is a challenge for you. You need to assure this House that we do not make a mistake. By giving you UNRA, we want you to assure us how better you have become since we gave you UNRA. And how much have you saved and how much more you are doing.
Honorable Minister, what is even more disturbing when we go to the constituencies, to the villages, and you're asking at the LOC5, my LOC5 is there, why is this road not worked on? They will say that is a UNRA road. Is UNRA still alive? Is UNRA still alive? Why haven't you communicated to the districts on what to do? Everybody is waiting, this is a UNRA road, UNRA road. So do you still have UNRA in place?